I just got ready for the day and I have a little bit of spare time before I go out, and I thought I would take this opportunity to start the December video. Today is actually the 2nd of December, so I haven't started it on the 1st of the month, but that's absolutely fine. December has been the video where, when I decided to start making these again, I was really looking forward to it. One of the things that I really missed and constantly came up in my own mind when I wasn't making videos and documenting my life was how much I was going to miss Vlogmas. Now obviously this is a monthly compilation video, so it's slightly different. When I used to do Vlogmas, I used to upload like every day, every other day, and that is not what's going to be happening here. And as I'm filming this, tomorrow I'm actually going to be wrapping my first lot of Christmas presents, because on Thursday, so in 2 days time, I'm going to be exchanging my first lot of presents. I'm exchanging presents with 2 of my friends. Also, whilst I have this time this morning, there was 2 things that I thought I would mention at the beginning of this video. One of them is I thought we could open day 2 of my advent calendar in this video. Now, I only have a chocolate advent calendar this year. I'm probably not going to show it all that much in the December video, like opening the advent calendar, because obviously with it being one video and a compilation video, it probably will get quite repetitive. So obviously number 1 was yesterday, so number 2 is this door right here. Door number 2 was a little Santa. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this video, and something that I'm going to try and continue on with in the new year, is talking about my TBRs at the beginning of each monthly video. This is my December TBR. I'm obviously going to turn it around and talk about it. This year, as well as my reading goal, I said to myself that I wanted to read more of the books that I already own and that are sat on my shelves unread, and I've really enjoyed it actually. I'm not very strict on myself. If I don't read the TBR, that's fine. If I sway away from the TBR, that's fine. It just gives me the opportunity to look at my shelves and pick out books that have been sitting on my physical TBR for a while. So I'm going to try not to make this too waffly, because A, I don't want to waffle too much, but B, I have a cup of tea downstairs that's going cold. So the first book is The Family Remains by Lisa Joel. I started reading this last month and I haven't quite finished it. I'm coming up to halfway through the book. So this is going to be the first book that I want to complete in December, and hopefully I complete it in the next couple of days. Yesterday I actually got to the end of part 1 of the book, so that felt really good. The next one on my December TBR is The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. I started this series this year and I read the first one sort of in the middle of the year, and then I read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore in November. I didn't have any plans to pick up the next one in the series that I was up to, because I have been very casual about it. Like, I've just sort of said to myself, I'll get round to it when I get round to it. However, I noticed that the next one in the series was The Christmas Tree Farm, and I thought to myself, that's a Christmassy book. I need to read that in December, so I picked it up. The next one on the list is The Binding by Bridget Collins. This has actually been on my shelves for such a long time, like a good few years. And the genuine reason why I haven't gotten around to reading it yet is simply because when I read what this book is about, I feel like it's going to be the perfect December, winter, New Year's read, and every year I just don't get round to reading it. But this year I want to make more of a conscious effort to actually get round to reading this book. So the next book on the list is All Together for Christmas by Sarah Morgan. I picked this up randomly in a supermarket because I was looking for a book that was specifically Christmassy. It was cliche Christmas, and this screams cliche Christmas to me. I discovered that this author actually writes quite a few Christmas related books, so if I read this one and like it, I would be interested in picking up more of her books in future years. I do also have The Christmas Tree Farm, but even though this has like a Christmassy vibe to it. I feel like this doesn't feel quite the same because this is more so like a continuation of the series, whereas this one I've picked up specifically because I wanted a Christmassy book. Winter by Ali Smith. I actually read Autumn at the beginning of this year, and to be honest with you, it's not my favourite book. However, I do own all of the ones in the seasonal series, so I would like to get round to reading them. Oh, I've just read the back of the book. So I own all of the ones in this series. I've only read Autumn so far. Again, this is sort of like this series where what's actually happening in the book isn't really that significant to me. I'm just continuing on the series, although I am like anticipating what happens in the book. But when I pick this one, I know that I want to read each one at the respective time of year. So after this one, there's spring and summer. So I'll read them at the respective time of year. So that's why I've picked winter for now. But I just read the back of the book and it says, winter bleak, frosty wind, earth as iron, water as stone, so the old song goes. When 4 people, strangers and family, converge on a 15-bedroom house. It does say converge on a 15-bedroom house, but is it converge in a 15-bedroom house? Anyway, converge on a 15-bedroom house in Cornwall for Christmas. Will there be enough room for everyone? So actually I am more intrigued than I thought. If it's going to feature like Christmassy things. Yeah, I was just flicking through the pages and I've just seen the word Christmas. So it features Christmas, so now technically I have 3 Christmassy books. I just need to put this in the video because I'm currently editing the October video and I'm just editing the clip where I was talking about Twinny and how you'll never find another cat like him, and he's not an independent cat like they say cats are. The funny thing is this is what I can currently see. What was I literally just saying about him not being independent and wanting to be on his own? He's literally just jumped onto the chair that I'm sat on. But yeah, it was just funny that I literally was just editing the clip where I spoke about the fact that Twinny is not an independent. He is an independent animal, but he likes attention. Like when he walks in a room, he likes everyone to acknowledge him. He doesn't like to be on his own. He doesn't like if he's downstairs, he doesn't like coming upstairs on himself. And he's now on the same chair as me. So I'm going to be wrapping some of my first Christmas presents, which is very exciting. He's literally just staring at me. Oh my goodness, Twinny! Twinny darling! This is going to be the most inconsistent framing ever. I just went to let Ginge out, so I've had to pause the camera and start it again. I believe I was about to show you some things that I got my cousin for Christmas. The things that I actually bought that I wanted to show were actually a couple of books. So I just wanted to show these in the video so that I can remember which ones I've bought, because I know I've bought her some books in previous years and I can remember loosely which books I've purchased. When I was looking for books to buy her again this year, a few of them I was like, I know I've bought this one before, so it's pointless me buying it again. But then others I was like, does she already have this? I'm not 100% sure. She's getting into reading quite a bit at the moment, and I've heard that she is liking to read a bit more on her own now. So I tried to pick books that I thought she could either sit down and read with someone or she could sit down and read by herself. So the first one that I actually bought was The Big Christmas Bake, and this tells a Christmas story about, I think it's about baking. On the first day of Christmas, it's time to start the bake. Count down the 12 days of Christmas and sing along with a flock of animal friends as they bake a special cake. So it goes through them trying to bake this cake in a version of the 12 days of Christmas. But something that I liked is not only is it a really cute book, like the illustrations and things, and it's fun because it's in the style of the 12 Days of Christmas, but I also liked the fact that at the back of the book you get the original 12 Days of Christmas lyrics. You also get a recipe for baking a Christmas cake in the back as well. So I just thought that was really fun that she's gonna get a Christmas story, an original Christmas set of lyrics, and a Christmas recipe all in one book. I just thought that was like really cute, so I got her that one. One of these books I feel like she could sit and read on herself more than the other. The other one is like not complex, but it's a little more complex, so she might need to read it with someone for the time being, but it's the type of book that she can keep in her collection like for a really long time. I got her the book version of The Polar Express. This is one of my favourite Christmas films, and I don't know if she's seen the film, but I just feel like she'd really love the story and the storyline behind it. And then the other one that I got her, so in previous years I've tried to buy books that are sort of like classic books to read in your childhood, and ones that when I think back to my childhood I think about and I hear other people talking about. And I don't know if she has this book, and I feel like it is aimed her age range and younger, but the reason that I bought it is because I thought, you know, she'd be able to sit down and read it by herself, or she could read it with someone else, and it's Elmer. This was just one of those classic childhood books that I wanted to give her, even though it might necessarily be one that's a bit younger. But having said that, like, there's quite a lot of words on this page. So there was once a herd of elephants, all happy and all the same colour. Elmer was different, Elmer was patchwork, Elmer was not elephant colour. And then the other two books that I bought her, I feel like she's gonna need someone to read them to her for now, but she will keep them for a really long time, and eventually she will be able to read them by herself. When I thought about buying these and I picked them up in Waterstones, they were actually in the section for 5 to 8 year olds, I believe. So they are her age range. I bought her 2 books that I remember from my childhood, and I feel like she'd really enjoy because she is basically just a younger version of me. So the first one that I bought her is My Naughty Little Sister by Dorothy Edwards, and I remember reading this book and owning this book when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. My naughty little sister is curious, stubborn and full of mischief. Once she tried to cut off the cat's tail and ate all the trifle at Harry's party. How can one little sister be so much bother? And it does have little illustrations in it, not many, but there are a few. But yeah, I used to read this book when I was little, when I was about her age, I think, so I thought I would give it to her this year for Christmas. I need to introduce her to the Rainbow Magic fairies and this series of books. I just have to. And when I looked up these books, I believe they, from what I can remember, they all stand alone. You can read them in any order, it doesn't really matter. However, when I looked it up, this book, which is Ruby the Red Fairy, had a number 1 at the side of it. So I don't know if this is like intended to be the first one in the series or this was the first one published. I'm not 100% sure. Best friends Rachel and Kirsty can't believe it when they meet a magical fairy at the end of a rainbow. Ruby the Red Fairy takes them to fairyland, but the beautiful kingdom is in trouble. Can the girls help save it? They're such classics in a childhood collection, so I had to be the person to introduce her to this collection of books. I had to be. I'm not a true reader if I don't introduce someone to these books. What's going on here? So I have finished wrapping the Christmas presents that I wanted to wrap today. So these are all for one person, and I went with this paper with the red ribbons for all of these ones, and then these are for the other person, and I went with the same paper but green ribbons for this person because they're going in this gift bag that says "'Tis the season." So that is my adult wrapping this year. The only one that is slightly different is this one. It actually has a piece of jewellery in it, and I thought the easiest way that I was going to wrap it was to get a gift box for it, but I thought the red box worked really well because obviously the rest of it is like red themed. I actually also have some gifts for their cats. I got them some treats and things, so I also need to get those. I am just getting ready because today I actually have some Christmassy, I'm not in frame, I'm fully aware, but I'm just looking for my earrings, but I think they might be in one of the other. Some Christmassy themed plans, they're what I'm looking for. Today I am going to be doing something that I have wanted to do. They've gone so yellow. And these Christmassy plans are something that I've actually wanted to do for a few years now, and I've just never been able to do it. And then this year the opportunity came up. I snapped it up so quickly. As soon as I saw that this thing was happening, I am going to watch Home Alone in concert. I also need to finish getting ready, so I'm wearing, I'll show the video in a second, but I'm wearing the most incredible pair of jeans you'll ever see in your life. I do just want to point out, so I've got this plain white t-shirt on because my plan is to put a jumper on, so you're not going to see the t-shirt, so I've just got this plain white t-shirt. I've put a pair of tights on underneath my jeans because I am someone who gets cold quite easily. The reason I'm like mentioning that is because you can see them, because the jeans are low-waisted, whereas I've pulled the tights up to tuck the top into. But obviously once I've got a jumper on, you're not going to be able to see that, so just like ignore that. Look at these jeans. They have like beaded detail all over them, and I have to mention that these jeans are all thanks to my sister, because she actually saw them. I did have to get them altered. They were the longest pair of jeans you will ever see in your life, so I did get them altered. I did get them shortened. Just wanted to mention in the video that that's what I'm doing today because I am so excited about it. So excited about it, but I need to put my other lash on because I'm lopsided at the minute. Still quite early. It's a little bit gloomy, it's a little bit dark. I've just put the heating on. I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit, which is why I've got my dressing gown on, but I am actually dressed because I do have plans today. I'm gonna wait until after 9 o'clock and then I need to call to the shops and pick up a few things because tomorrow, me and Taylor, the plan is to have a movie evening and we're gonna watch a Christmas movie together. The Grinch is actually on tomorrow, so I was trying to decide what film we could watch, and then when I was just like flicking to look what's on over Christmas, The Grinch is on tomorrow evening, so we're gonna watch The Grinch. So today I'm gonna go and pick up some little snacky bits for us. Taylor's birthday is the day after Christmas, and obviously I've got some birthday presents, so I need to wrap those as well. But I had an idea for how I wanted to wrap them, which involves me getting a bit DIY. So I need to try that today. I don't necessarily need to wrap the presents today, but I just need to try my idea today so that I know whether it's going to work or not. Because if it's not going to work, then I need to buy some wrapping paper, basically. Literally thought of this like a couple of days ago, which is why I'm not prepared. I already know in my head the best way I could have gone about it if I had more time, but obviously I didn't have that much time. Basically, the idea that I had is I've bought a roll of craft paper, the plain brown paper that you can wrap parcels in, and my idea was to doodle on the paper to make the paper specific for her for her birthday. It's also an idea that I feel like I could keep up with for different things. I just need to show that she is curled up in this tiny little ball. Because I'm just trying them, I'm literally just going to do a scribble. I'm not going to actually draw anything. Wow. Okay, that's like showing up a hell of a lot more than I thought it was going to. I also need to see sort of what they're going to soak into the paper like, because obviously if they soak into nothing, like the yellow for example might do that. I need to know that they're going to soak into not really being able to see them. See, them two colours on this paper show up pretty much identical. Like that one's the red, that one's the orange. Okay, so that's all the colours swatched. I'm gonna leave it for a little bit and just see kind of what they dry down like, because obviously I need to know if they're gonna like really soak into the paper. So I'm gonna leave them to dry a little bit. I think they'll dry pretty quick with them being markers, but I'm gonna leave them to dry a little bit. The only thing that I can see on initial observation is it's probably going to show up completely different on camera, because when I'm looking in the viewfinder it looks completely different to where it does in real life, and I colour grade my videos so it's going to look even more different. But this one here is red and this one here is orange, and in real life they're identical to each other on this paper. I need to keep that in mind with the things that I'm going to draw on it. But in terms of how well they show up, I think they show up perfectly fine. I can write her name, I can draw some sunshines, I can do flowers. That's meant to be a cloud, but my design wasn't perfect. And also, I can give them little smiley faces. I know that this is not the best angle. I also know it's like pretty close up. But I just wanted to come and talk about a couple of little book things. That's a better angle, I just worry about it falling, but we'll go with it for now. I currently have 2 books in the process of being read. The first one is The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell, and the second one is The Binding by Bridget Collins. I am currently reading both of these books on and off, and I am enjoying both of them. I'm a bit conflicted with both of them, but I am enjoying both of them. The other 2 books that were on my December TBR were the Sarah Morgan book, All Together for Christmas, and Winter by Ali Smith, which is part of the seasonal series. I have made a little bit of a crazy choice and a crazy decision. I am going to read all 4 of these books at the same time. Now, I don't mean literally at the same time, obviously, but I mean as in I'm gonna make a start on all 4 of them and I'll just read whichever one takes my fancy. I think I am gonna make a start on it today, because even though I haven't finished reading the other 2 books that I've already started, I said that I wanted to read this over Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Now, all 3 of those days are quite busy for me, so the chances are that on each of the next like 4 days I'm only going to get limited time to read. So I really want to give myself the best chance of getting this read over Christmas, just because it is the most sort of obviously Christmas book, which will then mean that I have 3 books that I'm currently reading and that are on the go. The next thing that I just wanted to mention is that I purchased 4 new books yesterday, which is quite excessive. Now, there is a little bit of an explanation. There is a book that I am interested in reading. It does not fall into my typical reading genre. It does not fall into my typical reading interest. But in the new year, I just really want to try and read a whole range of things, a whole bunch of different things. There was one book in particular that I hear people talk about a lot, and I hear them say that they really enjoy it. It's a really good book, but I do believe it's part of a series. It's a little bit of a strange one because I live with someone who works in a shop that sells books. Constantly on my radar. They're on my radar anyway as someone who enjoys reading and buying books and collecting books and all of that kind of stuff. It was actually the first book in the series that was really intriguing me, but obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm gonna enjoy that one and then I can like read the rest of the series. It's the Richard Osman series. These are gonna be some New Year's reads, okay? Like, I have way too much going on right now in terms of books and reads to start these before the new year. Today's Monday. I might start a new what I read in a week. It's Christmas Eve. I'm ready for the day. I do have my Christmas jumper on, which is like a sausage dog, and it flashes, but I've put my dressing gown on because I'm also a little bit cold. I actually thought we could open the last day of the advent calendar together because I'm pretty certain I know what it's going to be. It is the last one, so I just thought I would open it in the video. So door number 24 is up here. One sleep until Christmas. Very appropriate for Christmas Eve. It's a little Santa face. So now my plan is to read a little bit of my book before I have to go. I've actually been reading it for the past couple of days. I've been documenting on my phone how many pages I've read each day so that I can make a what I read in a week TikTok. Monday I read 56 pages and Tuesday I read 69. So I'm managing to get like decent parts read each time I sit down to read. So I'm going to read a little bit now before I go out, and then I'll probably read some later before I go to bed.
This one's... That's it. Wait.
I thought I would do a little what I got for Christmas part, but I just wanted to share a couple of bits in this video that in the future I'd like to look back on. Don't have a lot of space, which means that I'm probably not going to show everything. We may as well do these first because they're on the top. Obviously got sweet treats. Every single year my nana buys me a box of Lindt chocolates. This has been a Christmas tradition for like, oh, maybe like 10 years, something like that. Every single year I get a box of chocolates. My auntie and uncle also bought me one, but because I had two, I brought one here and I kept one at my dad's, so I've got like some wherever I go. I also got more sweet treats that people know that I love. I did get 2 bags of this, so again, one here, one at my dad's, and then Mawam's, absolute classic. My sister actually got me 3 presents, she said, but I only received 2 of them on Christmas because she said that she couldn't find the other one, which is quite funny because last Christmas she lost one of my Christmas presents as well, and then at Easter she found it, so I got it as like a random gift at Easter. But either way, I'm very appreciative. So the first thing that she got me, we actually ended up on a very similar wavelength and actually got each other a variation of the same thing without even knowing it. So the first thing that she got me is a pair of pyjamas. She knows me so well. And she knows me so well because I've sort of moved away from the whole fleecy pyjama stage of my life. And now I like the like really soft shirt and trouser style sets. They have sausage dogs on them. So this is the top. This is what I mean. It looks sort of like a shirt and then it's got long sleeves and it's like a thin material, but you're not going to be like too cold. And then it has the matching bottoms, which are trousers, but I'm not going to unfold them because you're not going to be able to see the full length anyway. And then she bought me a pair of novelty socks because I love a pair of novelty socks. And these are perfect. If you've never seen the TV show Gimme Gimme Gimme, which came out in like the 90s, 2000s, you're not gonna know who this is, but she got me socks with Linda LaHughes on them. So 2 of my friends got me a couple of presents. Again, it's one of those examples of people knowing you so well. So the first thing that they got me was this little notebook that has cats all over it, and the inside covers are pink, which is obviously one of my favourite colours. They also got me a travel mug. I believe the brand is Bottle Bottle. Yeah, Bottle Bottle. And how stunning is this like florally print? And it's one of the ones where you like pop the top open and closed so that it doesn't spill like when it's in your bag, or if you put it down and you accidentally knock it over, which I'm very guilty of. That's how I broke my laptop. I knocked over my cup of hot chocolate. And then they also got me a lovely like fleecy blanket, and they said that they got me this so that I have something to sit under whilst I read my books, which is so like me. And they know me so well Green's my favourite colour. I do colour grade my videos, so I'm not sure what colour this is actually going to show up as, but it's actually green and white in like a checkered print. Whilst we're on the subject of blankets, I may as well take these two out of here because I also received 2 more blankets from my mum and her wife. So I've got this one which actually has a cat on it. It's like a dark blanket and it has a black and white cat on it. And then I have this one which is actually a bunch of books, and it says on it, am I going to be able to find it to read it to you because I can't open it, there's not enough space. It says, "Just a girl who loves books." They also got me these. So they got me a 2026 calendar which is Pissed Off Cats, and it has a whole bunch of pictures and things of cats in bad moods. And the final thing that they got me is a jigsaw puzzle, which is actually something that I asked for because I just wanted to get into doing jigsaw puzzles and have like a hobby that didn't require anything from me. I have got a puzzle board that I'm obviously gonna be able to use with the jigsaws. My dad's partner's daughter got me a jigsaw as well. It was a 500-piece one, but my mum and her partner got me a 1,000-piece one, and it is this stunning Christmassy wintry scene which is actually the Northern Lights in Norway. So I'm excited to do that. A little bit intimidated because I haven't done a jigsaw for such a long time, but I feel like it's going to be one of those hobbies where I can just put YouTube on in the background, I can listen to a podcast, and I can just sit and do my jigsaw. Like I said, I did get another jigsaw. I am not sure where it is. I'm thinking I've put it in the bottom of that bag, so... Oh, it's over there. Okay, I can't reach it from here, but it's actually over there. I'm not quite sure why I didn't put it back in the bag with the other things. It must have been when I was sorting them out. I was trying to put them in the bag where they didn't take up too much space in the room, and I must have forgot to pick it back up because it sat on top of my coloured pencils and my sketchbooks. So I must have put it down and then not realised it was there when I've been putting things back in the bag. But I did get another jigsaw puzzle. It's just... My auntie and uncle, who got me the chocolates, also got me a pair of pyjamas. And again, shirt, long sleeves, trousers. It's like they know so well. And these have this absolutely adorable cloud print on, and they say "Dream Big." Another pair of pyjamas I got were from my nanan. It's quite a loud print. It's a whole bunch of different floral arrangements and a bunch of different colours. Got me some cosy socks to go with my pyjamas. Every single year she buys me a new set of cosy socks, and I could not be more appreciative. It's literally one of the things that I look forward to the most because I know that she's going to get me some. And she always chooses so well. So she got me this double pack. One pair is like a cream colour with pink accents and it has this little rose detail on it. And then the other pair is cream and it has like flowers printed all over it. And then a gift that I was not expecting from her, just simply because I didn't know whether she would sort of know about this or if it would be sort of on her radar to purchase at Christmas. But when I opened it and I saw what it was, I actually looked at her and I was like, how did you think to buy this? Last year I'd asked her if she could search for it in a shop while she was out shopping one of the days, and she'd remembered and she bought me a new bottle. It's a perfume. She'd bought me a new bottle. The fact that she'd remembered that this is the perfume that I wear, like, that just feels so special. And even to the point where when I opened it I said to her, I didn't ask you for this, did I? Like, I didn't say like, oh, if you're stuck for something, like, I'd like this. And she was like, no, I literally just remembered that that was the perfume that you wear, or one of the perfumes that I wear, because I wear like a varying kind. But it's Fantasy by Britney Spears. The bottle that I already have is running out, so it came at just the right time. The final couple of things that I'm going to show are from my dad. One of them is going to be quite hard to show. So I mentioned that I would like a new dressing gown, because I always wear my dressing gown. Again, this is a little bit like the blankets. I think it might want to just go through the washing machine just so it doesn't drop any bits or cover me in bits when I'm wearing it. So I picked this one, and it's pink. It has a hood. I'll just show you the hood bit, but it's pink, very soft, very fluffy, and it has green stars on it. Pink and green. I would just bang my elbow on that bag. Pink and green are my favourite colours, so this was absolutely perfect. I mentioned to my dad that I would like some DVDs because I am getting back into my physical media. I decided that over time I would like to build a collection of my favourite films and TV programmes and series. So I asked for 3, but one of them was a Christmas film, and he said that it couldn't be delivered until after Christmas, but that's fine. The other 2 that I asked for are some of my favourite films. So the first one is Night at the Museum. The first Night at the Museum film is one of my all-time favourite films. I just don't know what it is about that film. I just absolutely love it. The other DVD that he got me, if you've never seen this film, please go and watch it wherever you can find it. If you have somewhere to play DVDs, you can get it on DVD. This is one of my all-time favourite films of my entire life. I believe this film came out originally when I was about 1 year old, so it's like almost the same age as me. I used to watch it all the time when I was younger at my nan and granddad's house. It is one of my favourite films. Like, if I had to make a list of my favourite films, it would be on there. And it is been the ultimate disaster movie. If you've never seen this film, or if you're not quite like familiar with which one it is, it's the one where he goes to stay with the family in America and he ruins the painting in the art gallery. See it a little bit like books. I'm not going to say too much and spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, but if you haven't seen this film, go and watch it. Like, find it in some way, shape or form and go and watch it, because this is literally one of my all-time favourite films. Like, every time it's on the TV, I watch it, because that was like the only way that I could watch it. We used to have it recorded on video when I was younger, but obviously that's been and gone. So I used to wait for it to come on the TV, like every Christmas and things. I would look for it being on. So those are all of the things that I'm going to show in the December video that I got for Christmas. I'm so grateful for everything that I received. So happy. Can't wait to start using some of this stuff. Like, I'm so excited to put on a new pair of pyjamas and my dressing gown and sit under my blanket and read my books. And I'm so incredibly excited to be able to watch these films. Like, I can't even explain to you. This is going to be the end of this December video, and I wanted to round off the video. I didn't just want it to end abruptly, and that's something that I've tried to do with all of the videos that I've made, the monthly videos. I didn't just want them to just like cut off. My day is obviously going to be taken up with some reading things, and that is what I wanted to talk about. I have noticed with these videos sometimes my reading updates can get a bit repetitive, so I am trying to frame away from doing that. I have made some progress from the last time I spoke with reading these 3 books. I haven't made progress on all 3 of the books, but I have made reading progress in general. The book that I've made progress on is Winter by Ali Smith. I have come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to hit my reading goal for the year, because obviously we've only got today and tomorrow. The next time I upload one of these videos will be the January one, and we'll be in a new year, which is insane to think because this year has gone so fast. Whilst I am just making and uploading these videos for me, I do just want to say thank you to anyone who's watched them. I wasn't really expecting anyone to watch them because, like I mentioned in the September video, there's no fancy title, there's no fancy thumbnail, there's like nothing, so there's nothing really to engage people to the video. Because I'm making them for me, I don't really see them being enjoyable for other people because I'm not really doing it to like engage an audience, if that makes any sense. When I'm talking to the camera now, it makes sense for me to say you guys and to talk as if someone is going to see it. Because who knows, maybe my family will watch it back in the future, or I'll show it to someone in the future. even though I'm making it for me, there is a chance that I'm going to show it to someone else. So going into the new year, I am sticking with the idea that this is just my little space on the internet for me to post the things that I would like to look back on one day. And if other people see it and like it, then that's great as well. The year just has flown by, like absolutely flown by. But here's to the new year, I guess.